Jo Malone is a name synonymous with fragrance. The inspirational woman responsible for creating 2 global brands is opening up about her life, incredible journey, and latest brand, Jo Loves. Today, I'm sitting down with Jo at the Penrose to talk about her new book, My Story. Why was now the time to tell your story?
When you write a book about your life, you unpack memories. And I kind of wasn't ready to go through those emotions. And about 2 years ago, I'd just been inaugurated into the Retailers Hall of Fame. And I thought, you know what, I'm ready to tell my story now.
Jo had a humble upbringing, growing up with her family in government-subsidized housing outside of London.
I would go to the markets with my dad and help sell paintings. I would be the magician's assistant. And then I would also make face creams.
At 9 years old, Jo was helping her mother, who worked as a facialist for a countess with a skincare line, Madame Lubati.
She implanted something within me, which was if you can't do anything brilliantly, don't bother doing it at all. My mum, she'd implanted this wonderful sort of passion of skincare.
Jo started her own operations in 1983 out of her kitchen after a heartbreaking business split from her mother. She opened her first store in 1994 and was offered $1 million to sell on the very first day.
And I thought, you know something, you're going to rob yourself of the shopkeeper's adventure. And I wanted to live it.
So another great influence, of course, in your life and business is your husband, Gary.
Yeah. I wouldn't have wanted to travel this journey without him, really.
You speak very openly in your book about your battle with cancer. What was that difficult time in your life like for you?
My first thought was my son. I put what's called my Jo head on, and it's like, Jo, you've got to get yourself focused here and you've got to get a plan together. I flew straight here to New York City. I went to the Sloan Kettering, and a doctor called Dr. Larry Norton saved my life.
In 2006, Jo sold the company to Estee Lauder.
My biggest concern was if cancer came back. I wanted to be there for my family with memories.
2 years later, Jo received an MBE from the Queen.
It was a magical day, and you're allowed 3 people to take as guests to Buckingham Palace. So I chose obviously Gary and Josh, and I took Larry Norton, the man who had saved my life.
And Jo couldn't stay away from the industry too long. Her new brand, Jo Loves, a name inspired by her son Josh, gives each fragrance a story.
It's where I'm productive, it's where I'm creative.
And after an inspirational vacation, Jo created Pomelo, the first Jo Loves fragrance that the book is now scented with.
You couldn't read my story without having that present.
What do you want people to take away from your story when they're done reading the book?
It's a story of passion, resilience and creativity. I'd love someone to read it and just say, you know what, if she can, I can. I'm going to do it too.
Can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, 'cause I can't wait much longer.